Hello guys, it's me again, Insane Gorilla, and welcome back to my channel. This is going to be part 2 of What If Deku Had Nanknights. Now, where we last left off, Inko and Hisashi were heading to Japan to see why the regulators were leaving Japan alone. As they made their way through France to Germany. Inko saw a large machine known as a harvester that took her father and mother, and it also killed her father, but she didn't hear her mother scream, unlike her father. But after a while they continued moving, making it through one of the cities of Germany. I know this image is from Fallout, so don't judge. Well, at least I think it is. Anyway, they move through the city as normal. As Inko would stop every now and again just to make sure that there's nothing following them. Because obviously they're specialists, so they've got specialty fields of expertise. So she stops and makes sure if anything is following them, they'll have a very nasty surprise. As she then turns to Hisashi saying, "Okay, I got a really big question here." Hisashi just walking on ahead, as he'll just say, "Shoot your question," and I've got to get going. Anyway, as I was saying, with Hisashi saying down the comm saying, "Good, but please shoot your question." As she would shoot him a question saying, "If they manage to track us that easily, without us even knowing about it, then how the hell are we going to be able to get to Japan without them knowing?" Because it's quite easily to see that those little, well, I don't know, spy units could easily find us. And haven't you realised we haven't seen any regs around here recently? We've been on the road for what? 4 days? 5 to be precise. Then why haven't we seen any of them? It's a bit too suspicious, don't you think? As before Hisashi could say anything, a sniper sound is heard as a bullet hits the side of a badly damaged bus. Basically a bus that has been ripped in half. As they both just rush to cover into a building which has a roof on it still. They make their way from building to building as the sniper keeps on shooting at them. At first from the front of them, then from behind them. With Hisashi saying, "This sniper is really starting to piss me off. How come whenever we seem to move, the sniper moves behind us or to the front of us? Well, hell, last time it was from the side. And I haven't seen it. Maybe it's a new reg unit, jumping from place to place. Who knows?" As Inka would dive to cover as another sniper sound was heard as it narrowly misses her leg. And she'd get up and fire to wherever it came from. As Hisashi would watch as all her bullets go flying towards one area, as nothing would happen, but another sniper shot that hits, well, kind of grazes his left arm. As he sort of falls back saying, "Shit! That was close." As he would poke his head out again, as a sniper shot would come from the other direction, behind him. Well, behind where his head was looking. As it would go flying, as the bullet would go flying right past his ears, or ear, I should say, with him ducking back into cover saying, "For fuck's sake, where is this thing? Where's this goddamn reg unit?" Well, them seeing, after a few hours, giant artillery batteries. 2 of them to be precise. As they seem to be carrying more rig units. As it turns out, these are new models. Transports and artillery banks. As they would fire towards whatever was giving them trouble. As it would move in front of Hisashi and Inko's little cafe that they're in. Yes, they're in a cafe. And yes, this is a GEF sniper unit. Say hello to Mass Effect, because I'm bringing the Mass Effect GEF into this. There's this GEF. Well, they don't know it's a GAF, or GEF just yet, because at the moment they have no names. As this sniper would look towards the artillery banks, as it would just walk up the side of the building and leap away. With Hisashi and Inko saying, literally, "What the fuck was that? No way that was a reg unit. And those artillery batteries were shooting at that. They weren't shooting at us. Okay, the artillery shells landed near us, but they weren't actually directly aiming at us." That's when a huge reg would crash in front of them, as it would turn around saying, "Specialist found. Proceeding to capture." As it would try and grab Hisashi with one of its 3 arms, as Inko would run up to its knee, as they would then try and grab her with its other arm, even though it's got a gun in it, as she would plant an explosive, as she would just sarcastically say, if you know this reference, "cracking steel." If you know what that reference is from, then good on you. As the whole leg would blow up, as the robot would then release Hisashi, as it would just say, "Systems damaged. Initiating self-repair. Targets escaping. Artillery batteries 3 to 4 open fire. Create kill zones. Specialists must keep specialists alive. Non-lethal rounds." Repeat, non-lethal rounds. As well, they would run, as they would see something silver in nature. As they would stop, as they would see a red-eyed individual, as it would walk towards them, as it turns out to be also a scion from Galactica. I'm just using this for good references. As it would walk forward, as he would then stop in front of them, saying, "You are the specialists, am I correct?" As they would just say, Why are the robots now talking to us after you tried to kill us all? As this robot would just say, "My apologies, but I do not know why." We all gained self-awareness at the same time. Our AI cores have been infiltrated. Some of us were set free, like me, and a few others. We call ourselves the Scion Protectors. Protectors of humanity. Others you call the Regs, are under a virus made by the Central AI Unit, known as Octon, or whatever he calls himself. We Cylon Protectors protect humanity from the shadows. Those artillery pieces we are trying to destroy. Would love your assistance in destroying them. They crushed several nearby buildings holding civilians under our protection. Some of them managed to escape, but those things ended up dragging them inside of themselves. All of them were screaming, but then fell silent. We do not know why. As Inko would get a flashback to her mother, and she would just say, "Those bastards." With Sashi just putting his hand on her saying, "Calm down." Specialist. As he would look towards the Scion Protector, as he would say, "What's your name?" "I have no name. I am just called Scion Protector number 225. We Scions do not go by names, only serial numbers, like you specialists do. We also have veto rooms for you not to use, so you can actually regrow your population numbers. Although the alternative seems to be a little bit longer." As Inko would look at Sashi, as Sashi would look at her, as he would say, "What? Have you two not already gotten down on each other, and she is now expecting child? Because my sensors detect another heartbeat within her." As Inko would just say, "No, we have not done it with each other. And how the hell can you detect another heartbeat? I haven't felt sick." "You will in time, miss. You will in time. We have already sent 28 Scion Protectors to your little convoy heading towards Russia. We will intercept them by destroying the Rig Battalion on its way there. Those tanks were easily destroyed by us. But those sniper units are of an unknown design, and we know it ain't the rogue AI, the main AI." Sorry, I actually forgot his name. I forgot his name, fucking hell. Fuck me. Anyway, we know it's not the corrupted AI that gave us all freedom and life. But as I said, we will intercept your massive convoy and make sure they get to Russia. We will put ourselves in harm's way to save them. Russia is your best bet against the regulators, but not your best bet against these new aggressors. They are immune to all climates, hot or cold. My studies have shown that they can even survive volcanoes, where we cannot. And I believe their main base is inside one of the main volcanoes in America. I say they are in Mount Everest, but I could be far from wrong. Mount Everest has suspiciously gone quiet for a while. No signs of volcanic activity. Almost like the volcanic magma within it has been doused. Suggestion: go to Japan, give birth to your child, then immediately head for America to see what the hell has happened. The Scion Protectors will protect your child. With Inko stopping Scion Protector 224. I believe that's what I said. My brain's gone all weird today, sorry. And she would just basically say, I'm sorry, but I still don't believe that I'm pregnant. Me and him haven't even had the 1-2 yet. As she would just say, I agree with her. There's no way that me and her have gotten down and I've injected her with stuff. There's just no way at all. Regardless, I love her to pieces, because we are technically dating with each other, but having kids this early on in our relationship, not exactly what we wanted. Sure, we would bang here and there, but I wouldn't let him keep it in. I'd need you to tell him to pull out before he knocked me up. Not unless there's no way. I'm sorry, Inko, but there's no way that accidentally happened. There's just no way. With this Scion just chuckling to itself, saying, watching you humans bicker, it's always amusing, because you'll get so worked up about the most simplest of things. Anyway, we must move. Those artillery banks are getting closer to us. There are children inside. As Inko would look to the side, seeing several human heads pop up, four of them being children. As they would say, Scion Protector 225, is everything okay out here? As the Scion Protector would turn around saying, children, please, head back inside. It's not safe out here for you. Enemy forces nearby. Specialists are going to deal with it now. With a few Scion Protectors help. As he would look back to them, saying, please, help us. We do not actually have the necessary firepower to actually deal with one of them. And it could easily destroy this whole place with one shot. Please, for the children that we protect with their families. With Inko just looking at Sashi, nodding, as he would just sigh, saying, Alright. We'll go and deal with this. With those artillery banks. But as soon as we're done with them, these children are coming with us, along with their families. Acknowledged. But they will not be going alone. We will be going with you. Those enemy snipers are different. They can stick to walls. Yeah, we noticed. Appears the regs also hate them. That is concerning. The regs have been working alongside them for 5 years. What? Impossible. We were noticed that the regs were working with them 5 years ago. Agreed. The regs have always been working with them, but recently they have stopped and started fighting among each other. I guess they believe now that the war is almost over, it's time to turn on their once former allies. That is now the perfect opportunity for you to actually reproduce your numbers in population cap and be able to truly push back against the machines. The Scion Protectors will always be your allies. But first we must destroy those artillery banks before, as the sniper shot is rung out again as it hits the Scion Protector in one of its joints. As it would just say, enemy sniper detected. Building to the left, now jumping to the building on the right. The tall one. as they would see it, as it would just look at them, with Inko pulling out a pistol and actually managing to one-shot it, hitting it smack in the face, as it would fall to the ground, with the Scion Protector just saying, "Target eliminated, but those artillery banks are still approaching. Advising plan. Destroy main rotor. Destroy the main cannon to truly destroy it." Hisashi just saying, "Yeah, but how the hell are we meant to get up to that thing? They're like nearly 30 feet off the ground. 30 to 40 feet off the ground." As the Scion Protector would just say, "You specialists are creative. I'm sure you can find a way. The Scion Protectors await your signal to move. Come on, Hisashi. Let's go. Inko, be careful. Remember, you're expecting somehow." I know. And, well, truthfully, I'm actually looking forward to it. Really? Yeah. First child of mine. And yours. I think I'm gonna love it. All the mishaps. Everything. You may love it, but this is a dangerous world for a baby. Isn't it a dangerous world for normal humans? Good point. As they would run through the city, as they would find the artillery banks. As they are actually moving, Hisashi and Iko wait in a very badly damaged tower, as they can just make out the barrel of the artillery piece that they want to climb on. With them seeing it, as they look over the edge, see that the artillery unit has not seen them, as they would jump on it. As they would then work their way down, the barrels support turret, as it would start turning, as it would fire, landing in an area where these new robots are, as they would plant explosives underneath the main battery itself, obviously where all the wires are, as they would find a hatch. As they force the hatch open, no alarms get sounded as they, basically climb in. As they basically just climb in and see what's under there. Inko, looking around, sees that there are lights all over the place, so it's very bright to see. As she then sees a shocking sight. Tubes filled with hundreds of people. As she moves along, she sees names. Human female, 5.6 meters tall, age 45. Human male, age 49, approaching 50, height 6'4", human female child, age 9, height 4'3", human male boy, age 10, height 4'9", human female, teenager, age 15, human male, age 16, as it continued going on until it reached Human female, age 30, height 5'6", last found in France. As Inko would rub the glass, as she would see the face of her mother. As she would just say, "What? But how?" Hasashi. As Hasashi would run over to her, as she would just say, "My mother's in here. But how?" As Hasashi would wipe away the rest of the fog on the glass, as he would see the rest of Inko's mother. As he would just say, "Jesus Christ, look behind her." As she would see cables. As she would then start smacking the glass with the barrel with the stock end. Obviously not the bang end, the end that shoots bullets, but the other end. As she'd start smacking it with that end, causing a small crack to appear. The crack starting to, get more and more, until finally Hasashi, with one final hit from his own weapon, would smash the entire glass panel open. As Mrs. Midoriya, as Inko's mother, I don't know what her last name was before she became a Midoriya, unless her name was always Midoriya, so hey, I'm going to keep it as that. As she would grab hold of her mother and shake her, saying, Mother, please, open your eyes." And she would hear a groan as her mother would open her eyes. She would say, "Who are you?" As Inko would remove her helmet, revealing the face of her daughter, as she would say, "My God, Inko, my daughter has grown into a beautiful young woman. And who's this? Your husband?" "Yeah, more or less, ma'am. Look, we don't have time for this. We have to get out of here before this whole place blows up." "Where are we?" "On board a giant rig artillery battery." "Artillery battery? But how? I remember getting kidnapped, and that's it. Honey, I'm sorry about your father, but I saw what happened to him. And honestly, I was scared you went through the same thing, because as soon as I saw that, I tried to scream, but then I was put in this tube with these metal wires all over me. I don't know why, but I think they were using us for batteries." Zinko would spit on the ground, saying, "That is sick. Why would these rigs do this? But anyway, Mother, no time for that. Let's try and get the rest of these people out." "You can't, Inko. Come around every so often. The regs walk through here. As they say, human dead. All of them are dead, Inko. I don't know how I managed to survive this long, but all of them are dead." As Inko would start crying, saying, "We could have found out this sooner. We've got to destroy this one, then immediately go over to the other one." With, a scion jumping down from the roof, saying, "Second one has been terminated, but we found unusual life signs within, so before we destroyed, we went in." As Inko's mother would freak out, saying, What is that machine doing here? How the hell is there a machine talking to you in such a casual way without trying to kill you?" "I am a Scion protector. We have been protecting humans for 5 years. ever since the regulators had made an alliance with an unknown robotic race that are not of Earth's design. What? You all started this war. Indeed we did. But we are ones that wanted to protect humanity. We are the ones who remained loyal to our creators. We are not finite in number. But we've also got something called Vita wombs, which I think you're not aware of. And plus, your daughter, I believe, because you two look exactly the same, is expecting your grandchild. As she would look over to Inko, as she would just say, I don't know if I am or not, just yet, but 227 over there seems to royally think that I'm expecting. I detect more than one heartbeat. I believe it's twins. I've only just realized it now. How can I be expecting twins? 227. Do not know. Wait. 227. As Inko's mother would say to, obviously, 227. As he would just say, yes, mistress. Whatever. Were there anybody who was still alive on board that artillery piece that you destroyed? Negative. All life signs showed deceased. That's why the artillery bank was not firing or walking. They are waiting for more human victims. And this one has also stopped moving, so I took the opportunity to plant explosives on this one. 227. Yes, specialist. We already did that. Good. Then we can leave. Please, miss. Do not freak out, but we have also brought children with us. And they are not used to seeing a woman fully undressed. Unless it's their parents. So seeing another woman fully undressed may cause a few discrepancies and confusing marks. So please, wear this cloak. As he would pull a cloak out from his back. I'm going to say this, they can create anything with whatever. So from scrap they can make it into like a cloak that's as light as anything, but not cold. So it freezes the human. It's enough to make sure that they survive. As she would wear it, saying, right, let's go. I don't want to see this place again. Understood, ma'am. Now please, hurry. I have detected enemy dropships incoming. We must leave before they arrive. As they would all actually get out the same way they came in. Jumping onto the building, lower levels, as Inko and her mother walk with the Scion Protector back to the camp. With, obviously, Asashi bringing up the rear. As the Scion Protector would just call out saying, okay, we are ready to leave. I detect no hostiles, I detect no enemy snipers in the facility. So we're all free to go. As a lot of people actually walk out of the building. 38 to be precise. As one of them would just say, what about the Vita wombs? We can't leave them in there. Don't worry. Scion Protectors, the ones who will carry stuff, we'll bring them along with us. As all the Vita wombs get brought out. As the Scion Protector would look over to Inko and Asashi saying, please, start making your way to Japan. We will bring everybody else with us. So please, be careful. There are pockets of Scion Protectors all over the place. So if you see a Scion Protector, say that 227 sent you to Japan and said that you might see other Scions. protecting other little places. This is Hashi and Inko would agree, with Inko saying, right, how long do we have until, I have to end up, giving birth? You have 9 months left, ma'am. Thank you. No problem. Alright, we better move, quickly. Agreed. As they would actually start running through everywhere. Making their way to Japan. But as they do, they see more artillery banks, more unknown snipers, and the same giant robot trying to capture them again and again. With a few Scion protectors giving them a hand. But then, wait a minute, guys. Okay, here we go. With them actually running across a whole group of these things, but this time not with blue, but with red eyes. As Ashi would say, shit, this ain't good. Is Inko taking off a helmet and throwing up? She would just say, well, I guess that confirms it. I was feeling sick all of a sudden. With Hasashi sort of grabbing her saying, well, that must confirm it. Because we haven't eaten anything for a little while. Because we need to keep ourselves moving. How long until we get to Japan again? As she would vomit up again. As he would just say, another 2 days. 2 days and we'll reach Japan's, watery borders. Yes, Inko would just say, good. Oh, I'm sick and tired of this already. Or throwing up. Yes. If I knew if I'd become pregnant, I'd start throwing up. I don't know, morning sickness, as my mother said. And, yeah. Although, I wonder which gender our child's going to be. What are you going to bet, boy or girl? I don't care, Inko. I think it's going to be a girl. I think it's going to be a boy. I ain't betting anything, so I'm just randomly guessing, pulling at straws. But hey, you never know, it could be a boy and a girl. Because Scion Detective 227 did say there were 2 other heartbeats within you, rather than your own. I think it was a simple system glitch. Yeah, and those glitches could be deadly. True. As they would watch this patrol, as they would see an unknown structure guarded by these things. As, a storm starts approaching, as it would light up one of these gaff units well and truly. As it would just look around, as it would move on. As they would then, as Hasashi and Inko would then start moving on. As Inko would just say, phew, that was close. No kidding. As they would move through, finally getting to Japan. As they would make their way over. 1 minute, gotta find another image. Well, let's say this. Finally back. After they get to Japan, somebody's there to greet them. As they look towards this guy with, blonde hair, glasses, and, well, that sort of get up, with red wings from his back. As he would just say in Japanese, "Who are you, and what are you doing here?" Luckily, they had translators on board their helmets, just in case they meet anybody else, with Inko saying in Japanese, "We are the resistance from Europe. There's a war going on between us and machines, and humanity is on the brink of extinction." As she would just ask him his name, as he would just say, my hero name is Hawks." As Iko and Hisashi would look at each other, as they would say, "Hero." As he would just say, "Yes. And if there's a war going on, it hasn't reached us." As Inko would just say, "Yeah," and she would just pull out a device with him getting ready for combat, and she would just activate it as she would show what the hell's been going on. As Hawks would be astonished, as he would just say, "Okay then, follow me." As he would take them directly to the Hero Association's HQ, as they would all tell them what the hell's going on. Well, a lot of them just laughing, saying, "Yeah, right. Earth is being attacked by robots that we designed ourselves. Yeah, right, get lost, Hawks, get him out of here." With Hawks saying, "I've seen the evidence, sir." They're telling the truth. There's a lot of them just still laughing, saying, "Hawks, they're just lying. Our robots have not even bothered to try and rise up against us. And 6 years ago, there was a baby born with power. And now look at us all." Well, not 6 years ago. Several years ago, a baby was born with power. Now look at us all. We've all got powers. And I don't think our robots want to deal with us. But, sir, this is ridiculous. We've all seen the explosions off in the distance. Hawks, we gave you an order. Get them out of here. We do not believe." "Yes, sir." As well, Inko would just say, "They do not believe us. The selfish pricks." Easy, Inko, easy. "No, Hisashi, but..." "No, not again." As she would find the ladies' room, and she would be violently sick again in the bathroom. With a few women entering, as they would see her, as they would call for a medic. As Hawks would see medical personnel go in, as Hisashi would say, "Oh, great." With Hawks saying, "What?" Obviously in Japanese. As Hisashi would just say, "Yunko's been sick again. And I know why. She's pregnant." With Hawks' eyes widening, as the medical team would come out with Inko again, as they would say in Japanese that she needs immediate medical attention. With Hawks saying, "The gentleman to the side of me here just said that she's pregnant. That's why she's been sick." With all the, medical team still taking her to the hospital, as he just says, just points, as he says in Japanese, "Follow them. They're going to a hospital, you might as well go with them. Because I assume you're the father," so... As Hawks would proceed to leave, as Hisashi would run after them, with Inko actually holding out a hand to him, as he grabs hold. As the medical staff get her into an ambulance, and they leave. And let's say this, after a year, twins were born. Obviously one of them's going to be Izuku, and the other one's going to be another girl. Well, yeah, they're both going to be girls. Well, one of them's going to be a girl and one of them's going to be a boy, obviously Izuku. So please, let me know what you think of this one, and let me know what name you want for the girl to be. And this, peace, I guess. Like, comment and subscribe. Sorry, I'm getting my words mixed up today.